Superman has faced countless villains, but there's one cosmic bounty hunter even he can't beat. Meet Lobo, the wildest, deadliest force in the DC universe. Superman's strength, speed, and morals make him nearly unstoppable. But what happens when he crosses paths with Lobo, a ruthless alien with insane powers and zero chill? Today, we're diving into the full story of Lobo, the intergalactic outlaw, his crazy powers, his battles with Superman, and why he might be the only villain truly capable of standing toe-to-toe with the Man of Steel. If you think you know DC villains, think again. This one's different. Lobo is not your everyday bad guy. He's more like a cosmic wrecking ball wrapped in leather and chains. Created in 1983 by Roger Slifer and Keith Giffen, Lobo was initially meant to be a parody of violent anti-heroes, but he quickly evolved into one of the DC Universe's most unpredictable and brutal characters. Lobo hails from the planet Czarnia, a peaceful world that was wiped out by his own hands. Yep, he single-handedly exterminated his entire race just because he was bored. That's how intense this guy is. Physically, Lobo is a powerhouse. He's got strength that rivals Superman's, insane durability, and healing that borders on immortality. Bullets, explosions, even nuclear blasts, Lobo doesn't care. He just shrugs it off. If he loses a limb, no big deal. It grows back. If he dies, well, he just comes back again, usually with a snarky joke. But Lobo's strength isn't just physical. His personality is pure chaos. He's loud, crude, and utterly fearless. Unlike Superman, who fights to protect, Lobo fights for fun, profit, and revenge. This makes their clash even more interesting. Superman's noble ideals versus Lobo's wild, anything-goes attitude. So how did Superman and Lobo first meet? Their encounters usually start with conflict, mostly because Lobo's a bounty hunter who doesn't care whose toes he steps on, even if it's Superman's. One of their most famous battles happens when Lobo comes to Earth chasing a target and Superman tries to stop him. What makes these fights unique is that Superman's usual tactics don't work well on Lobo. Superman's strength means nothing when Lobo can regenerate from almost any injury, and Lobo's unpredictable fighting style makes him tough to pin down. In fact, Lobo's strength has been shown to rival or even surpass Superman's in some comics. They've traded punches that shook cities and torn through steel and concrete like paper. But unlike Superman, who limits his power out of morals, Lobo fights without holding back. He's brutally efficient and ruthless. Lobo also has some crazy weapons. His favorite is his space cycler, a bike that can fly faster than light and survive extreme conditions. It's decked out with deadly guns, spikes, and gadgets that make Lobo even more dangerous. Imagine the Man of Steel facing down a psychotic biker with an arsenal designed to kill gods. But what really sets Lobo apart is his healing factor and immortality. He has died multiple times in comics and come back every single time, often with a snarky comeback or a bloody grin. This regeneration makes him nearly impossible to kill, something Superman can't fix with his heat vision or super strength. Besides fighting Superman, Lobo has tangled with almost every major DC hero and villain. He's fought Batman, Wonder Woman, and even the Green Lantern Corps. He once went toe-to-toe with the entire Justice League and lived to tell the tale. Despite being a mercenary and outlaw, Lobo has a twisted sense of honor. If he gives you his word, expect it to be kept, in his own brutal way. He's loyal to his own code, no matter how chaotic it seems. But here's where things get even crazier. Lobo's abilities aren't just about strength and durability. He has superhuman senses, enhanced reflexes, and is a master hand-to-hand combatant. He's survived battles with cosmic beings and come out on top. He's also surprisingly intelligent, though he rarely shows it, able to outsmart foes and plan his kills with surgical precision. Now, why is Lobo the only villain Superman can't beat? It boils down to mindset and raw power. Superman fights with purpose and rules, often holding back to protect innocence. Lobo fights with no limits, no conscience, and no rules. That unpredictability makes him deadly. Plus, Superman's powers can be neutralized by kryptonite or magic, but Lobo's healing factor and sheer brutality make him a nightmare to stop. In one iconic comic arc, Superman tries everything to stop Lobo's rampage, but every time Superman lands a punch, Lobo just laughs it off and hits back harder. Lobo's refusal to die, his relentless attitude, and ability to regenerate make him a perfect foil for Superman's hopeful idealism. Lobo isn't just a villain, he's a cosmic force of nature, an unstoppable, unkillable wrecking machine who embodies chaos and destruction without apology. Imagine Superman facing an enemy who can't be killed, who's just as strong, and fights without mercy or rules. This is the ultimate test of Superman's strength and resolve. Can the Man of Steel overcome a villain who has no fear, no weakness, and endless stamina? Lobo's story isn't just about fights and destruction, it's about a character who challenges Superman's entire worldview. Superman believes in justice, hope, and saving everyone. Lobo believes in survival, chaos, and personal freedom. When these two collide, it's more than a battle, it's a clash of philosophies. Over the years, comics have explored this dynamic through brutal fights, uneasy alliances, and twisted humor. In some stories, they even team up when bigger threats loom, showing that despite everything, Lobo respects Superman's strength and ideals, even if he mocks them. Lobo's own origin adds layers to this. As the last Czarnian, after wiping out his planet, he's a symbol of destruction and rebirth. He represents the dark mirror of Superman's hopeful story. Both are powerful aliens on Earth, but while Superman stands for saving lives, Lobo stands for enjoying the chaos life throws at him. Their battles are legendary, not just for power, but for attitude and spirit. Lobo taunts Superman, breaks his usual calm demeanor, and forces him to fight dirty or rethink his strategy. The turning point in any Superman versus Lobo story is when Superman realizes brute strength won't win this fight. Lobo's immortality and chaos means Superman must think smarter, not just hit harder. One of the most intense moments comes when Superman nearly loses his patience and starts fighting Lobo without restraint. But even then, Lobo's wild nature and healing make him unstoppable. The key moment is understanding that some battles aren't just about power, but about will, mindset, and acceptance. Superman learns that Lobo is a force that can't simply be beaten. He must be outsmarted or avoided. Lobo is the ultimate wild card, a villain who laughs in the face of death and strength, making him the only villain Superman truly can't beat head-on. Their battles aren't just physical, they're clashes of spirit and philosophy. If Superman is the beacon of hope, Lobo is the chaotic storm that refuses to be tamed. Together, their story is one of the most exciting and unpredictable rivalries in the DC universe. If you love deep dives into the wildest comic characters and cosmic battles, you're in the right place. This channel is your gateway to all things multiverse, superheroes, and epic showdowns. If you want more insane stories like this, hit subscribe and get ready for the next cosmic adventure coming your way. Tell me in the comments, who do you think would win in a rematch, Superman or Lobo? Let's get the debate started.